जगद्गुरुं ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया,
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया,
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया,
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया,
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से,
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से,
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से,
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से,
मेरा है यह देने वाला मैं उठा अभिमान से,
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया,
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया,
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया,
धन किसी का है दिया,
धन किसी का है दिया।
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है, हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा, बच्चा बच्चा राम है, बच्चा बच्चा राम है। चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल
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 श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्योता ही मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि। बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर ईश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही, जल दिलांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो, आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियम्।
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Om Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A warm welcome to all the Geeta sadhakas who have joined the Geeta Parivar for learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā with proper pronunciation and intonation. We are all indeed blessed to be a part of this divine family. Along with the Geeta recitation classes, these Geeta Vivechana or the interpretation sessions during the weekend help us in understanding the meaning of the shlokas. It is rightly said in Mahabharata, Sarva Shastramayi Geeta. Okay, we can find the gist of all the Shastras in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So today we are having the third interpretation session of the 13th Adhyaya of Geeta, Kshetra Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga. And as the saying goes, Tena vina trunamapina chalati. So let us start with the prayer. Let us surrender completely to the Almighty and seek the blessings. To do the Arambha Prarthana, we have Srimati Uma Venkateshan ji. She is from Bengaluru. She has a master's degree in commerce and she is a retired inspector, voluntarily retired from India Post Office. And she is associated with Geeta Parivar since September 2023. And she is doing Seva as a group coordinator in L1 and L2. And she has already completed intern trainer for L1 level as well. And I request Umaji to recite the prayer. Over to you, Umaji. Jai Shri Krishna.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful prayer, Didi. Thank you very much. And now it is time for Deepa Prajwalan. Now let us ward off the tamas in and around us with the Jyoti, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. We have Manju Beriwala ji with us. Didi is from Indore and she has inclination towards spirituality, and she has been doing Swadhyaya through the books on our Sanatana Dharma. And she is associated with Geeta Parivar since April 2022. And she is doing Seva as a technical coordinator at L1, L2 and L3 levels. And now I'll request Manju Didi ji to do the Deepa Prajwalan. Over to you, Manju ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Manjuji. That was really very beautiful. We got to see your puja place as well. We are indeed blessed. Thank you, Manju Didi. Now, before we get started with today's session, we have a excuse me, quick announcement. You might be aware of this Sampurna Parayana, that is the recitation of all the 18 adhyayas of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, that is conducted every Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And tomorrow's session is extra special because it is the 25th Parayana. Ever since this Sampurna Parayana was started at Geeta Parivar, and all the Geeta devotees are requested to take part in this Parayana, and details will be shared in your respective groups. And now it is time for the most anticipated and interesting part of the session. Our speaker of the day is Srimati Shraddha Raodeo Didi, and it is really my privilege and honor to introduce such a multifaceted lady, Shraddha ji. She is a resident of Hyderabad and she is an engineer by training and profession, and she has a BE degree in electronics and she has a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. She has worked as a mobile application developer and as a team lead for over 13 years. And apart from that, the training and then in our work world, she's also closely associated with Geeta Parivar, and she is a disciple of Swamiji Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, and she is associated with the online Geeta program Geeta Parivar since August 2020, directly as a trainer. And she is giving seva as a trainer, examiner, vivechak, and heading the class monitoring team as well. She is currently taking L4 classes, level 4 classes. And apart from that, she also conducts Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā classes at her residence for over 9 years, being a part of Balagopalam in Hyderabad. She is playing a very active role in instilling the spiritual values in kids over 5 years of age. Shraddha ji, over to you. Please expand and illuminate our world of knowledge with your expertise. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Shraddha ji.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Manjula Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Let's begin with the Prarthana. Everyone. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranataklishanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayalina Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Purana Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashatyayini Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavadgīte Bhagavadveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. A very warm welcome to this session. Again, the 13th chapter, a chapter which gives us goosebumps, but very few are blessed to reach so far. Very few get to dive so deep into Bhagavad Gita and explore this chapters, the chapters at such great depths. So this is a privilege in itself to be with all of you and exploring this chapter together. So far, what we have seen in this chapter is extremely beautiful description about two terms, the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Shri Krishna has very nicely explained what is Kshetra, what is Kshetrajna. But in that he has also explained us what is Jnana. This is a very important description. Sometimes, people feel, kya hai ye sab, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnana, Jnani? Why is all this required when ultimately we have to just say Ram, 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 Ram? Ultimately, bhakti is everything, isn't it? Sometimes this question might come as to why. When ultimately bhakti hi sab kuch hai, to kyun? In this regard, the other day I was listening to Swamiji, and a very nice thing I heard from his one of the speeches. We all know about Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji. He is called as the father of Indian unrest. And this was a very interesting thing. Why is he called the father of Indian unrest? Before Tilak ji came into this political scenario of India, how was the situation? We were all being ruled by foreign nation, and at that particular time, before the awakening started started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji, everybody thought, "Arey, so nice! These Britishers they have given us prosperity. There was no knowledge of being under clutches. There was no knowledge of being slaves. This was the biggest problem. People didn't know that where are we, how we are living, how that we are actually being used as slaves. Some community is using us as slaves, are actually destroying all the knowledge that we've had for many centuries, hundreds of centuries, not only just centuries but yugas. They made us feel low about ourselves, and that is how they managed to completely ruin a lot of part of our rich prosperous culture. But people were still under ignorant bliss, and as they say, ignorance is bliss. There was complete blissful thing. Jaise bhi hai, we are good, we are happy with these Britishers coming. Only when Bal Gangadhar ji introduced the speeches through Kesari and everything, he created an unrest and showed that you are not independent. When this unrest happened, what happened? The quest for knowledge began. The quest for independence began. And everything started, and that stirred a big revolution. And here we are, as an independent nation, very proudly received in the entire world, and we have our own identity. Where is the entire seed, where is the beach of this position where our nation is in today? In the unrest that happened, in the quest that started, which made us realize that we are slaves. Similarly, unless and until we know where we are ignorant, unless and until we understand where our ignorance, we do not add value to the devotion that we want to pursue, to add more value to the things that we do on a daily basis, to add more value. मैं नाम चिंतन कर रही हूँ, but what is the value of that name? What is the importance of that name? We have to dive deeper within us. And where are we? How are we to understand all this? This entire in-depth knowledge has been given by Sri Krishna. And we had seen up till the 28th shloka where Shri Krishna has told, Karya karana kartritve hetu prakriti ruchyate. That is sorry, we have to go a little more further. Okay. Shri Krishna had told, Iti kshetram tatha jnanai jnehai choktam samasatah madbhaktai tadvijnaya madbhavayopapadyate. We had completed up to this shlok how Shri Krishna had told that having understood what is jnana, what is jnaya, I have told you everything. In short, I have told you everything. We can understand in short only for now. Having understood all this, a person who understands this is able to attain me, madbhava yopapadyate. After understanding all this, Shri Krishna explains more about the matter and Prakriti in more detail. What is Prakriti? What is the Purush? This is a very important episode in itself. This we have seen, a part of it we have seen in the 7th chapter also. The shloka, Vivakritim Purushaim Chaiva Vityanadi Ubhavapi Vikaranshcha Gunanshchaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. What is the Prakriti and what is the Purush? In broad terms, we all should understand these terms at a broader level also. Prakriti, that is the matter. Purush is the conscience behind it. By itself, the Prakriti cannot do anything. We all are talking to each other by the means of Zoom app here. Now, I have a laptop in front of me, you have a mobile in front of you. Unless and until there is battery, there is current in this, these equipments are not going to work. This by itself, they cannot do any work. And the electricity alone also cannot make its presence felt. They both are interdependent on each other. They both have to come together and work so that some work is established. Same is the case with the Prakriti and the Purush. Both, Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. You have to understand that both, you have what Shri Krishna is telling is, understand that both are anadi, ubhavapi, they both are anadi. But vikaranscha gunanscha, there are transformations which happen where? In the Prakriti. Vikaranscha gunanscha vidhi Prakriti sambhavan. What happens? What is the distinction between two? We all know what is Prakriti, we all know what is Purush, but we have to understand that from the Prakriti, what are originating? The Guna, the 3 gunas. We experience that the entire world is made up of these 2 tattva. They both are anadi. That anadi means both are imperishable. In their own way, they are always going to exist. Prakriti is always going to exist, but it is changing. It is changing completely. But Purush, he is not changing. He is also anadi. He is imperishable, but he is not going to change. Whatever is happening in this universe is happening under the influence due to the actions of what? Due to the actions of Prakriti. It is Trigunatmika. What is the meaning of Trigunatmika? They 3 gunas, which are the very characteristic of Prakriti. Which are the 3 gunas? Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun, all are the 3 gunas of these Prakriti. And they make the Prakriti do certain actions. And who is bearing the consequences of these actions? The Purush who is sitting inside this, inside this Kshetra, in this field, the one who is sitting inside the consciousness, he is bearing the consequences. Ideally, he should not bear the consequences. He is independent. The electricity is independent of the equipment. Why is it that the consciousness, this consciousness, this Chaitanya, getting attached and bearing all the consequences of this Prakriti? Because it is so closely associated with Prakriti, because of its close proximity with the entire Prakriti, it is forgotten. What is its original form? It has no memory. When we are asking each other, "Who are you?" We say, "I am Shraddha. I am this Sharir." We do not go beyond this body, but our body is made up of different layers. The Annamay Kosh, the Manomay Kosh, all there are, and inside this in deep within there is a Chaitanya. That is me. Hmm. So what has happened in this? How is this Chaitanya? Vidyanadi Ubhavapit is very powerful. It does not get affected by any gunas. If the whatever properties of Kshetrajna we have seen, we are a part of that Chaitanya. What has happened now? It has got lost all its memory. How is the situation? You are, imagine a mighty king. Now, a mighty king has, gone in the opposite kingdom or a neighboring kingdom who are not great friends. Suppose this king goes to another kingdom and he is captured there, imprisoned over there. What will happen? He will lose all his mights. Once he is imprisoned, he loses all his might. Similarly, and he forgets, becomes a prisoner. Now, no power is there that can keep him make him remind him of what all he has. Even if he wants to do something, he doesn't know. This mighty Brahma Tattva is imprisoned in this body, and now then it is dependent on someone else for its own happiness. How is my Swarup Chidananda Rupam Swarup Shivoham Shivoham? My Swarup is Satchidananda, always happy. But what has happened? Because I'm imprisoned in this kshetra, in this body, what has happened? I'm dependent on somebody else for my own happiness. Further, Shri Krishna elaborates. कार्यकरणकर्तृत्वे हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते. The Prakriti is the cause of everything. And what is happening? Purusha sukha dukkhanam. But what is happening in the experience of pleasure and pain, the pleasure and pain, whatever happiness, sadness is happening, it's all happening to this body. And what is happening? Though the Purusha has got nothing to do with this happiness and sadness, because it is Chaitanya Tattva. Electricity has got nothing to do with which part of the laptop it has to flow in. It has got no business with it. But what is happening? It starts associating itself with the Prakriti so tightly that it starts imagining that this is me. Now just imagine, there is one natak going on now. Recently, when Ayodhya temple we had a pran pratishtha, at that time many cities had Ram Leela. During that Ram Leela, just imagine, once there was a Ram Leela going on, and there are two characters, Ram and the Ravan. Now, what happened? Two people were playing this character of, one was the Ram, and a little younger guy was supposed to play the role of Sri Ram, and the older one, a nice hefty Pahalwan, was playing the role of Ravan. Now, when this Ram Leela started and the war between Ram and Ravan began, this Ram started hitting Ravan, and now the character, the person who was playing the character of Ravan, his father was sitting in the audience. And what happened? He saw, मेरे बेटे को मार रहा है. He's hitting my son, such a small little guy. He forgot that this is a Ram Leela. What he's seeing in that Ram, and also he's seeing his own son. In that character, he's seeing his own son. He immediately went on that stage and started, "Arey, ye chota sa ladka, he's hitting you. The small little guy is hitting you. What are you doing? Hit him back." And what? Arey, this drama is going on. The Ram Leela is going on. What was the purpose of this father to go and interfere in this drama and say something? No need, isn't it? This is what is happening with us. Everything around us is under the influence of Prakriti. This entire drama is going on, and what are we supposed to be doing? We have actually got no role to play. Just whatever task is at our hand, we are expected to do. And not interfere, not get associated with the happiness and pleasure. Ye usko maar raha hai, ye isme ghus raha hai, this is happening, that is happening. We don't have to get associated with all that. But what is happening? Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktratve Heturuchyate. It has become so tightly coupled with it that it is assuming this person got so tightly coupled with the sun that he could not imagine that this is not his son, it is a character he is playing. See, another is a very nice example will make you understand the shlok even better. We see the fire. Fire in itself doesn't have any shape, isn't it? Now, if we take an iron ball and heat it in this fire, what will happen after a certain time? That ball will catch fire. The circular ball will catch fire. If you remove that ball for some time, what will happen? That ball will have this fire glowing around itself, and the fire only will start appearing in the circular shape, isn't it? But does fire actually have any shape? No, it doesn't have any shape, but it is appearing circular. Now, what is the normally if you touch iron, what is the temperature of the iron? It is room temperature. What has happened? Because this fire has touched this ball, it is very, very hot. That is not its original nature, isn't it? Its nature is not being hot. But under the influence of fire, the ball has become hot. Under the influence of the ball, the fire has got its shape. So this is how they have become interdependent. In this, similarly, the Purush has come in contact with the Prakriti, and it has started feeling the pleasure and the pain that is associated in the Prakriti. It has got nothing to do with it. So what we have to understand here, once that contact is lost, once the iron ball and fire lose their contact, what happens? Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. We understand what we are. We become independent. So this entire thing is the effect of what? Effect of the Prakriti. Effect of the association with the Prakriti. Effect of the association of the Purush that is lying within us with the Prakriti. That further Shri Krishna explains the same effect in more detail. Purusha Prakritistho hi bhungte Prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadyo nijanmasu. How is the Purush? It is Prakritistha. What is the meaning of stha? When we add stha, means it is stationed there. Swastha, stationed in myself. Swastha hai, matlab achhe hai, kush hai. Like that, Prakritistha, it is stationed in the Prakriti. And what it is doing there, sitting and bhungte Prakriti jan gunan. It is nicely enjoying. What it is enjoying? The three gunas which are born from Prakriti. Prakriti jan. Prakriti jan means born out of Prakriti. Which are these gunas we know. And then this attachment to the gunas, okay, that is the basic reason of the entire sorrow. Sat asad yoni janmasu. What is happening? Now, in this birth, I am born as someone in a form of a lady. Before this, I don't know what I was. Sat asat. This janma entire, this all wombs that we are getting birth in, we don't know. Sat asat yoni, so means in different evil or the good wombs. This entire cycle is happening. Why? Because we have associated ourselves with the Prakriti, with the gunas. What has happened? We have associated, then there will be a sanskar that happens on the Atma. And what will happen? We are losing our own memory as a Chidananda Rupa, and again going to the karma that we are doing. We are reborn, and this has been going on for so many lakhs of years. See, there are some very beautiful examples about this that are quoted in context with this context of this shloka in Jnaneshwari. What Jnaneshwar Maharaj says is something very interesting. We all know the Rajhamsa bird. How is its flight? It's mighty. Now this mighty bird can fly. It is so gracious. It's white in color. And suppose it is stuck in a slush. If it is stuck in mud, what will happen? It is not able to fly. Though it has a capacity to fly, though it has a capacity to be independent, what is happening? Because it is stuck in sludge, it will keep flickering its wings, but it is getting nowhere. The more it tries to flicker its wings, the more stuck it will be in that mud. That is the situation that Rajhamsa is. If there is a lion, if a lion is injured or it is, if affected by some disease, what will be the might of the lion? The might of the lion is useless if it is stuck somewhere. Similarly, the might of this Purush Tattva, might of our Chaitanya is getting diminished. It is of no use. Why? Because it is Prakritistha. It is attached. It is the cause of all the pain and the evil that we are undergoing. Because of the close proximity with Prakriti, what is happening? We are thinking our body as our permanent abode, and then we lament when a person is leaving this body. What should be the state of the mind? The proximity is happening because the mind has started thinking that the Prakriti is in me, I am in this, and we still start believing that we are very this everything around us is mine. The moment we say mine, my, this, we start experiencing the pain and the pleasure. When we disassociate ourselves, this entire chapter is based on what? It is going to help you disassociate yourself from this Prakriti, from what is surrounding you. As this disassociation will begin, what will happen? Your misery will automatically start fading. When we see one simple thing I'll tell you. If two kids are fighting and one kid is hitting each other, the two kids are playing and khelti, if they start fighting, as an onlooker, if you see, you will not react to it, isn't it? Two kids are fighting and we say it's okay, it's normal for the kids to hit each other. Now, the moment you realize one of that kid is mine, what will happen? Oh, then it is not a chote bacche hain, khelte rehte. All that bhavana will go. All that emotion, all that wisdom that they are children and they keep fighting. It's okay to get hurt. All that wisdom will go because why? It is my child. When this association comes, then the entire problem begins. Then everything, then see the entire logic turns. It's not correct. No, they will get hurt. All of a sudden, that how the logic changes. See, you imagine yourself in this situation and analyze. Is it not true? So for this, what our Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji has done, one by one peel, how we peel an onion or a cabbage, peel by peel, uncovering, like that he has done this uncovering for us in a very beautiful shlok. We all are aware of it. Mano buddhyahankara chittani naham. Na shrotrain, na jivve, na chagrana netri, one by one. I am not this man, I am not this buddhi, I am not this ahankar, I am not this ego, I am not these eyes, I am not this nose. And gradually he'll come, na chavyoma bhume, na tejo na vayu. Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. Gradually, layer by layer, we go inside and realize that we are not what we feel we are. And elaborating this further, Shri Krishna is taking us more deeper and explaining us that what is that Kshetrajna doing inside. We all know that we are Kshetrajna, we are that Atma Tattva, we are the Purush Tattva residing where? Inside this Kshetra, inside this field. And there it is playing different roles. Now when we know that it is there, we also have to understand what is it sitting and doing there. Sitting and doing what? And how do I understand at which level it is active within me? Shri Krishna for that purpose explains us in the next shloka. Upatrashtanamanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. What Shri Krishna is saying? Dehe asmin purusha paraha. The Chaitanya Tattva, the Atma Tattva, who is sitting, he is fulfilling all different roles sitting within us. And what it is becoming, there are 4 stages explained in this particular show. For this, you also understand how this we graduate and we understand. Just example of parents you take, when you're small, your parents are just, somebody who will give you, food, all this entire dependency. Then the role changes, gradually the role changes. And by the time we become big, our understanding about our parents, their job, their duties, everything is going to change. Similarly, depending on the level of our sadhana, depending on how much we are connected with ourselves, within ourselves, how much we understand the kshetrajna within ourselves, we will understand that the role that the kshetrajna if will play with us, play in our body. In our body, what is the role that the kshetrajna will play? That we will understand depending on the close proximity, how close you are to understanding the kshetrajna. What is the first role that it plays? Upadrashta. This is very interesting. Upadrashta is like a camera, a CCTV camera. Now, you just imagine this as a, we have CCTV cameras everywhere in the rooms, in malls, everywhere. And Upadrashta, here Shri Krishna has fitted himself as a CCTV camera very close to us, and he is not saying drashta. What is the meaning of drashta? Drashta is an onlooker. He is sitting as an onlooker within us, what we are doing. What is it that we are doing, and all other actions are being watched. Now, the CCTV camera is only in one direction. In our scriptures, there are many sakshis given. Every action that I do, our nature has 14 sakshis, it says. What is the meaning of sakshi? Witnesses. They say every action that we do, it has 14 witnesses. So, Shri Krishna has not just put one CCTV camera. He has put CCTV cameras in 14 directions and also within us, right within us. And that camera is not just drashta. He's not just an onlooker. He is not just somebody who's sitting. He is upadrashta. When we add this upasarga upa, what does it mean? Watching closely. One is watching, another is watching closely. So this camera is not only seeing what you are doing, it is also watching what you are thinking. It is also watching what you wanted to say and what you didn't say. So it is knowing your entire, it's stronger than the X-ray machine. It is like that. So it's not only watching action. So what is required here? The chitta shuddhi has to be done. We have to understand. If we just keep this one thing in our mind, that there is an upadrashta which is sitting within me, then automatically all our actions will get purified. So always remember that this upadrashta is sitting with me. And as gradually this chitta shuddhi is happening, chitta shuddhi, as our soul gets purified, we get more and more connected to the kshetrajna. It also increases our role. The more close proximity, now we are becoming friends with that kshetrajna. So it is also taking up a bigger responsibility, and from being just a drashta or a upadrashta, it is becoming what? Anumanta. What is Anumanta? He becomes the guiding force. There is, many times we experience this. A small little voice within me told me I should not pursue this thing. A small little voice within us told us we should come and attend these Geeta classes. Kuch to hai, ek baar try karna chahiye. And see, here we are sitting in level 4 learning the 13th chapter. So gradually he becomes an Anumanta, tells you what to do and what to avoid. And in the life of great individuals are guided by God themselves. If you see the life of Ram Krishna Paramhams, when a teacher came to teach him, there was a person who came all the way from Himalayas, and he saw this is a very intelligent person. I should teach him. And when he asked, will you like to learn from him? He said, let me ask my mother. Who was the mother? Not the real mother, Ma Kali. For us, what is it? We will do puja in the morning. This is an idol. Ultimately, it is an idol for us. But he has seen Ma Kali in them. When we are doing the puja, just see what importance will we give. We'll give importance to the material it is in. A chandi ki murti hai, sone ki murti hai. No, but we have to understand the bhav. We have to understand the importance of that murti. We fail to do that. And that is where that we lack, and the role of remains at the upadrashta level. What we have to do, we have to increase our devotion, increase our faith to such a level that the Kshetrajna becomes what? Hanumanta. He becomes the guide from within. And after that, as our knowledge, as our Atmajnana increases, what happens? It comes to a level of a Bharta. What is a Bharta? Anything that I need, anything that we desire is provided by God Himself. We need a trainer for the class today. The trainer is on leave. Automatically, some trainer. This we have experienced so much at Learn Geeta that I started believing in this shloka completely. At any point of time where we need help, we get it here. Why? Because the level with which the Sevis here are working, automatically the God will arrange for them. The God is providing for them. So the people, individuals who have Atmajnana to a level, to a certain level, for them, the individuals don't need to do anything. The higher the position, the God assumes a greater role of what? Bharta. Whatever the person needs, the God Himself will arrange. And then Bhokta. The more a person gets associated, he disassociates from the Prakriti. When I'm saying that if the association with Kshetrajna is increasing, what is basically happening? The disassociation with the Prakriti is happening. The more you are able to disassociate yourself from the surroundings around you and get closer to the Kshetrajna within you, you will see these levels are increasing. The role that the God sitting in your heart is playing is increasing. And what is happening from Upadrashta to Anumanta to Bharta and now Bhokta. Whatever these individuals do, whatever is done by the body of the saints is actually done by God Himself. If the saint is eating, it is as if Shri Krishna is eating. When these people are talking, Bhagavan ki hi vani lagti hai. When our Swamiji talks, it appears as if God Himself is talking. So they at that level, the Bhokta is who? Shri Krishna, the God Himself becomes the Bhokta. Bhokta means the one who is consuming everything, consuming this. And after that, the highest level comes where there is a complete unition with the God, Maheshwaraha. Whatever is decided by these people, those tasks will get completed. That is the ultimate stage, the complete unition with the God. Paramapnoti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. So the one Purush who is sitting in our deha, who is sitting in our body, is going through all these stages. Then further Shri Krishna explains what is it with the people who understands all this logics. Ya evam veti purusham prakriti cha gunai saha sarvatha vardamanopi nasabhuyo vijayate. The one who understands this. Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, one needs to know that the matter is Prakriti. It is under the influence of the three gunas, and it has the relationship between the Chaitanya and the Prakriti. Everything he has explained. Now what Shri Krishna says, Ya evam veti, the one who understands this entire knowledge is in a position to what? Sarvatha vartamanopi. The one who understands this, even if he is living within the Prakriti, he is able to separate himself from this Prakriti. See, very simple example when this also comes from Swamiji. If one day we decide that I want to make a khichdi, and we'll mix the uncooked dal and rice together, we'll mix up. Now when this uncooked dal and rice are mixed up, and for some reason we drop the idea of making khichdi, and now you want to there is no more dal no more rice left in the house. Now the only option left is remove the dal seeds and remove the uncooked rice. Separate the two seeds which are so mixed up. You see how the uncooked rice and dal will be mixed up. Now separate them. How will it be? It is that tough. So If you start separating this, the Prakriti and the Purush are just mixed up like that. How the dal and rice will be mixed up like that, this Prakriti and Purush are mixed up with each other. What we have to do, this entire 13th chapter is about what? Being able to separate them. So here, evam vetti purusham Prakriti gunai sagunatmak Prakriti is person who is able to separate it. Even though he is living in this Prakriti, what happens? He will not have to come back in this life. Bhuya abhijayate. In all ways, sarvata vartamana api nasa bhuya abhijayate. He doesn't have to be reborn again and again. He doesn't get stuck in this cycle of this life and death. That is the beauty of this. So what is this entire chapter teaching us? Gradually, we are coming to the very essence of this chapter. It is the art, the mastering the art of separating the Prakriti and the Purush. If we have this dal and rice mix, it is so difficult. We need some technique. Tell us some trick to separate this. No, it is so tough. How do we do that? Shri Krishna is telling 4 tricks to do this. This entire chapter 13 is about mastering the art of separating the Purush from the Prakriti. And how do we do that? There are 4 things which Shri Krishna tells us. What he tells, Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechidatmanamatvana anye sankhena yogena karma yogena chapare. What is the first way? Dhyanenatmani pashyanti. So we are going deeper within ourselves. How we can do that? By the dhyan, by meditation. People will look within themselves. There are different forms of yoga. Dhyan is an important part of Ashtanga yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and then the samadhi. So people can follow that path of yoga. Now, what is dhyan? There is a definition of dhyan which is given by Muni Patanjali Maharshi is Tatra Pratyayaikatanata dhyanam. Pratyaikatanata means focusing on yourself. How is that? Who is watching? It is me who is watching. Then whom am I watching? I am watching myself. And how we are watching? By ekatanata, by our concentration power, by concentrating, meditating upon ourselves. We can understand ourselves. This is one category. This is for people who can remain silent. For us, even sitting in one position without moving is very difficult. With high concentration power, they can do. Everybody cannot do. So we will see the next one. Now, this is very important. When Shri Krishna is telling these 4 types, we have to really be thankful to Shri Krishna. He has understood that every person is different. He has already knows that everybody is different. Everybody cannot do same type of sadhana. Everybody cannot do the same amount of. Suppose I am a teacher. And somebody says now, see, ये इसको लग गया है, थोड़ा इसको medicines भी दे दो. I cannot work as a doctor. The patient will run away. Similarly, if within the house also, if you see, if the husband has to one day manage the kitchen, the kitchen also will get scared. Oh God, wow, how will I be maintained now? If one day if the children are doing something and we decide, if we exchange the roles even within our own house, it is so difficult to manage. Everybody has a skill set. Everybody has their own sphere of interest. We have to follow something that suits us. And Shri Krishna is generous enough to give us different options. He is going to give us options that suit us. First is the dhyan. Some people are capable of doing it. They can pursue that. Second, he says some people do it by following the Sankhya Yoga. Anye Sankhena Yogena. How do they do? Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the process of elimination. I am not Prithvi, I am not water, I am not earth element. So they will examine. And so on and so forth. One by one, they'll eliminate and finally they'll reach the ultimate knowledge. A devotee following this path will start discriminating the real from the unreal. And he will start gradually isolating himself from the Prakriti. So this is one. Bhagwan Buddha He is a dhyana yogi. The first thing that we saw, dhyana yoga, Bhagwan Buddha is a dhyana yogi. And Bhagwan Kapil Muni, he is a propagator of the Sankhya Yoga. He is the one who has followed the second part. Even Bhagwan Shankaracharya, he has also followed the Jnana Yoga. And then there are some people, another interesting category, who cannot just sit at one place. Forget about the Sankhya Yoga, understanding this Kshetranya Vibhaga Yoga itself is so difficult. They are some action oriented people. Aap naam jap karwa lo, kaam kaaj karwa lo, make us work. They are all action oriented. They all are they only understand, they cannot sit at one place and do dhyan. They cannot go through lot of scriptures. They are the ones who are inspired by or under the influence of which gun? Rajogun. Such people can neither sit quietly nor can they study endlessly. They focus on what? Their karma. And this is very essential. If we in our lives, the lives that we are living in, if we decide that we will leave everything and start doing dhyan and yoga, it's not possible. It doesn't work this way, isn't it? For us, what is the option? Shri Krishna says, karma yogena chapare. Convert your karma into karma yoga. Do what is expected out of you without expecting any fruits out of it, without expecting anything in return. If I cook for my family, I'll get lot of praises. My husband should pay for me. What all things we get to learn nowadays, get to hear nowadays. So just remember that every moment I am not just a doer of the tasks. So much ego gets associated with everything. So this is an entire different chapter, but you become a karma yogi. That is the third thing that Shri Krishna says. Now, dhyana yoga. So for some people, Shri Krishna says dhyana yoga. For some, it is jnana yoga. For some, karma yoga. And what Shri Krishna tells next is something extremely delightful. It is something for us. See, till now, whatever is said, whether you have understood or not understood, do not worry. What Shri Krishna is telling next, that is the most critical. Don't miss it at any cost. What he says, apart from all this, Anye tvevam ajanantah shrutva nyebhyopasate te pichati tarantyeva mrityam shruti parayana. Here it is as if, while saying Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is all of a sudden reminded of people like us, sitting and listening to Vivechan sessions, sitting and listening to Swamiji's kathas. All of a sudden he is reminded of some people, they are going to do what? Only they are Shruti Parayana. They cannot attain the Gyan. They are facing difficulty even in inculcating the values of Karma Yoga in their lives. These are big forms of yoga. They are unknown to them. Now we all have come to learn Gita, so we are understanding this Karma Yoga and all. If we go to other places, other parts of the town where there is no provision of them, they don't know. Then what will happen? Shrutva nebhyo upasate. They are worshipping, they are learning, they are understanding the scriptures told by great people. And we, Geeta Sevis, the people who visited Anandi last month, we got to see this. It was such a bliss. Now I understand when here in this particular, in the previous shlok, he has told, you just used words like Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti, Karma Yogena. But here what has Shri Krishna used? Jati Taranti Eva. There is a guarantee that they will be taken care of. This guarantee that Shri Krishna takes, that ye to tar hi jayenge. For whom? The Shruti Parayana. This is so beautiful when we visited Anandi. Now the people there, the Kirtan hai, they will all rush full, so many thousands of people. And the entire pandal used to be full of the devotees. It used to be so beautiful, the devotion with which they used to hear different kirtankars, different Swamijis. Oh, it was so blissful. This is the biggest bliss, Shruti Parayana, and this is so beautiful. Those who keep listening, Parayana, those who are engrossed in listening, they are listening to different stories, scriptures, katha. te pichati tarantyeva mrityam shruti parayana. If they keep listening with full dedication, they are also uplifted from this vicious cycle of life and death. And सिर्फ उन्हीं के लिए guarantee लिए भगवान ने. The guarantee that tarantyeva, that he has taken only for the Shruti Parayana. So they will be liberated for sure. So what we should understand, do dhyan if you can do. Try to attain as much knowledge as you can. Try to inculcate as much karma yoga in your actions as you can. But at any cost, do not leave reciting Bhagavad Gita. Do not leave reciting, learning Bhagavad Gita. Don't stop listening to the Bhagavad Katha, Ram Katha, all the kathas that we get to hear, especially from our Swamiji. All these things we have to continue at any cost. We should not leave them. This is something extremely important. Now, so many people say, we don't understand the meanings of the shlokas, and maybe written sessions also. Everything might not be understandable in the first go, but continuous new listening. Why? Swamiji explains this in a very beautiful. Why this Shruti Parayana is very special? Because whether you understand the shlok or not, whether we are getting this Kshetra yoga or not, so many times we are reminded of Shri Krishna, isn't it? Every shlok we are reading is reminding us of Shri Krishna. Every word is reminding us of Shri Krishna. That is what is required. Everything is reminding you of the Parampita Paramatma. When you are listening to the Bhagavad Katha, what will happen? Everything that you are remembering in Bhagavad, you will be reminded of that beautiful Krishna's Murti. You will be reminded, and we will think of Shri Krishna. Hence, they will be liberated for sure. What Shri Krishna says further, yavat sainjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga tadvitti bharatarshava. Everything in this world, sthavara jangamam, whether it is a moving thing or unmovable thing, mountains, trees, grass, everything moving, birds, insects, every animal, everything is created due to the union of what? Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Kshetra, the field, which is in turn a part of Prakriti, and the Kshetrajna, that is the knower of this field. So all have, but at this time, remember that we are the super blessed ones. In this Manushya Yoni, only you can get the benefit of understanding this everything. See, all animals, all creatures have buddhi. We cannot say that they don't have buddhi. The dolphins are so intelligent. We all know that the animals are able to find the food for themselves because they have the wisdom. They are very wise. Buddhi hai. They also have mind. We see animals also crying. Man bhi hai. Everything they have. What is that they don't have? They don't have the capacity to get the Atma Jnana. That is the distinction. So we as human beings are specially blessed. Make the best, take the best benefit out of it. Do not miss out on this opportunity to gain the Atma Jnana. We have to understand. And then all the people, all the creatures are having what? Are made out of the Kshetra Kshetrajna Sanyog, out of the union. You have to understand this, Shri Krishna says. And further what he says, how do you, how does one free oneself from this cycle? Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashatsva vinashyantai yah pashyati sa pashyati. The God, what is very important here, samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram. The God abides equally amongst all beings. The percentage of God in me is less than the God in some other creature, in the mosquitoes. No, he is equally residing in all of them. And the one who truly sees this imperishable God in this perishable world, in everything around him, is the one who is actually seeing. Yav pashyati sa pashyati. He is the one who is actually seeing. Yaha vinashyatsu avinashyatvam. The vinashyatsu means in the destructible creations of this world. In these destructible creations of the world, the one who is able to see the avinashatsvam, the indestructible form, how Bhakta Prahlad saw. When Bhakta Prahlad was asked, where is your Lord Vishnu? He says, I am seeing him everywhere. Even in a pillar he could see. The Vinashatva Tattva. The indestructible form he could see even in the pillar. That is the kind of vision as devotees we are expected to see. Only when we develop that kind of vision, what will happen? Vinashats, we are Yaf Pashyati, Sa Pashyati. We will be able to see in the true correct form. See, how is the perception of a goldsmith? Suppose I visit a goldsmith with a beautiful necklace, and another lady comes with another necklace, another design. So we both, the two ladies, they will get engrossed in the design. This is so beautiful, that is so beautiful. We will only see about the design, but what the goldsmith will see, he will only see the gold in that designs. The outer design doesn't matter. For him, ये 50 ग्राम है, ये 1 तोला है, ये 1.5 तोला है, ये 2 तोला है. For him, what matters is the weight of the gold. For him, he is only beyond that design. He is only seeing the value of the gold. Beyond these things, we should be able to see what? The God. The person with the correct type of perception sees God everywhere. All the time, he remains connected with the God. And a person with this kind of perception, what is he going to achieve? That is a logical question. Shri Krishna explains in the next shloka. What will he see? Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam ishwaram nahi nasyatmanatmanan tato yati parangatim. If we develop this quality, vision of equality in everything, samam pashyani sarvatra, in everything we see this samavasthita ishwaram, the God, Ishvara, who is samavasthita, who is equally dwelling in all of them. It is not like the human beings have more God and the chicken and other fish and all others have less quantity of God. It is not like that. Samavasthitam Ishwaram. All animals have the same amount, same proportion of that Kshetrajna Tattva. One who understands that will behave equally with everyone. They will be equally with. It is the same Tattva ultimately. So suppose it rained in Pune and it is rained in Bhagyanagar, it is rained in the water is same. Now whatever water is raining outside, that same water is in my body also. Our body is made up of maximum percentages of water. The water is same. The amount of water is same. The quality of the water is same. The rains outside or whether it is just that there are different, the impurities or whatever is added, whatever is the mixture that water is having, that is different. The water in the body is mixed with blood and other elements. The rainwater is mixed with different elements from the atmosphere. But the water tattva is the same. Similarly, the Ishwar tattva is the same in everything. The one who understands all this, tato yati parangatim, he gets the ultimate salvation, ultimate unition with the God. So again, we have to understand that we should always try to develop this perception of samata, of equality. Further, Shri Krishna is again reminding him of the Prakriti and Purusha. He says, Prakritiya cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yaf pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Now, what is it that makes us, feel distinct from Prakriti? It is our ego. It is our aham. What we start believing, I am the karta. What is happening? We have to see as a pursuer. We have to stop believing that we are the cause of this world. We are the cause behind everything that is happening around us. We saw that example of that man who just went on the stage and stopped the person from hitting his son who was playing the role of a Rava, and he became a karta. we should not jump into start believing that we have become a karta. Akartaram sapashyati. One who sees himself as actionless. How? By doing all actions also. For this very simple example, uh, you all have seen in the gardens, you'll see a creeper which is climbing around a pole. There is a pole and a creeper is climbing. Now, without the pole, the creeper cannot climb. But ideally, is the pole doing anything to help the creeper? Oh no, it is just there. If the pole starts believing, I am the only one, see, the creeper will find some other support also. The pole is ideally not doing anything. Akartara. We should see ourselves as not the doer. Atmanam akartaram pashyati. When the sun rises, what is happening? The moment sun rises, the ladies will start putting rangoli, they'll start cooking, children will go to school, all the activities are happening, the flowers are blooming, everything. Now, one day, one plant decided, I'll go and thank the Surya Bhagwan. Thank you so much. Because of you, I was bloomed. The sun god will say, what did I do? He just did his job of rising. That is how we should be. We should be that light. We should not have that in our presence everything is happening, but we should not get associated with it. In the light of our presence, in our presence everything is happening, but akartaram sapashyati. We have to become like, see, the birds are singing beautifully, but there is something which is giving them that voice. That realization should be firm within us, that I am not the doer. I am able to do this because of somebody else, because of the powers from somebody else. Then only we will bow down to the Kshetrajna within us. Yada bhuta prathak bhavam ekasthamanupashyati tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Yada bhuta prathak bhavam ekasthamanupashyati. The one who sees in these variety of things that are visible to us, in these variety of things that are there, one who is able to see just one Brahma Tattva. How was the vision of Eknath Maharaj? He got Ganga Jal from the north and he wanted to take it to Rameshwaram in the south. In that era, only by walking, 11 number ki gaadi, only by walking they could travel so far. He came halfway through and there he saw a very thirsty donkey and he had Ganga Jal in his hand. Now this Ganga Jal was meant for what? To be offered to at Rameshwaram. And Eknath Ji and his disciples were going. He saw this donkey in the road and in the entire Ganga Jal he gave to that donkey. Usko pila diya. And then when he drank all that, the disciples started telling, what did you do? This was for something else. He said, my God who is sitting in Rameshwar is not different from the God who is sitting in this creature over here. That is the vision. He has understood that the one who is sitting there and the one who is in each one of us is the same Brahma Tattva. So this is some simple thing around us also. How do we see this? Now this season of Holi is coming. We do keep doing yajna. When the yajna is done, or in Holi when we do that Holika Dahan, you see there are sparks flying across, there is a big fire in between and the sparks are there. There are different sparks everywhere. Are the sparks different from the fire in the Holika? The fire with which we are cooking in our kitchens, is it different from the normal fire? No. Everywhere the fire tattva is the same. Similarly, in each human being, in each living being, the Brahma tattva is the same. The form is different, but the Brahma tattva is the same. That kind of perception we all should have. Tata eva cha vistaram Brahma sampadyate tada. Or the same tattva is behind everything. The one who understands this, who realizes this, is what? Brahma sampadyate tada. This understanding is going to take us closer to the Brahma Vidya. He is closer to understanding the Brahma. So this is one of the litmus tests for us. Are we able to see the oneness in all beings? Are we able to see this? See, when we are learning this Kshetrajna Yoga, this theoretical thing is fine. But how long will we remember it? Ultimate aim of all this learning Bhagavad Gita is what? Get Gita in our lives. Gita padhe padhai, jeevan mein laye. How do we know whether it is coming to us? Developing this vision of vision of oneness. Am I able to see between in daughter and daughter-in-law? Simple, from the home only we can say, am I able to see that oneness in both of them? Am I able to see the oneness in my child and in the neighbor's child? From there everything begins. Am I able to give the same food that I eat to my maid? Oneness. That oneness we have to bring in our vision. And Shri Krishna explains further, how is this Brahma Tattva? When we are understanding this Brahma Tattva is same, Shri Krishna explains the Brahma Tattva also. Anaditvan nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayah sharirasthopi kaunteya nakaroti na lipyate. Anaditvan nirgunatvat paramatma ayam. What Shri Krishna is saying, anaditva. This Brahma Tattva is anadi and nirgunatva. It is not under the influence of any of these qualities and devoid of all these gunas. It is without a beginning, anadi, and it is devoid of all these qualities. And it is avyayah, paramatma ayam avyayah. It is imperishable. And how it is? It is sharirastha. At the moment it is residing where? Within me. So api kaunteya, what happened? Though it is residing within me, nakaroti na lipyate, it is not tainted. It is free from the influence of all these qualities. The Brahma Tattva that he has described in Kshetrajna. Sarvatah Panipadantat, all those qualities of Kshetrajna that have been described, the same Brahma Tattva is residing amongst us. And it is also not tainted. It cannot be tainted. It is residing within us. It is pure. It is free from the influence of all the gunas. It is imperishable. While residing in the body also, it neither acts nor is it getting affected by it. How Sri Krishna himself is giving a very beautiful illustration for this concept in the next shloka. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyadhakashanopalipyate sarvatravasthito dehi tathatmanopalipyate. Such a beautiful example he has quoted. How is the sky? In the sky, sometimes there is lightning, sometimes there are clouds, sometimes there is just dust everywhere. Everything is spread. But does the sky get affected with all this? It does not. The sky remains unaffected. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate. Lipyate means does not get tainted. It does not get affected. Upalipyate, it is not at all tainted. Na upalapyate. It is not getting upalipyate. It is not getting tainted. It is not getting affected. So sky actually is equated to space. You cannot say that space is the guy, but just by the example of sky, our thoughts get expanded. We cannot equate God also to sky. It is much more vistrit, much more bigger, much more gigantic compared to the space or the sky. But just by thinking about the sky, our vision about the Brahma Tattva, our vision about the God expands. And that is why Shri Krishna explains using this particular example, that just as how the sky remains untainted, unfazed by what is happening around. So many clouds are moving, fireworks are happening. The sky remains unfazed, untainted. Similarly, the consciousness which is dwelling in our body, the soul, it is also completely unaffected by the attributes of the body. If my hand is paining, my hand is only paining. The Kshetrajna within me has got nothing to do with it. If any part of our body is paining, is affected by any diseases, it affects only the body. It does not affect the Kshetrajna within it. It does not alter me. Having an understanding of this is what? Atma Jnana. This itself is Atma Jnana. So this we all have to understand. So no matter what comes and goes in my life, no matter how many business failures, so many exam failures, so many situations of happiness, becoming a parent, getting married, becoming a parent, etc. So many events will be happening around us. In all that, the Kshetrajna, which actually we are, is still Chidananda Rupa. It is unfazed, untainted. Having the knowledge of this is what is Atma Jnana. Sri Krishna wants us to reach there by separating the parameters of Prakriti from the surroundings that we are in. Further, Sri Krishna explains the same thing. Yatha prakashayatyeka kritsnallokamimam ravihi. Kshetram kshetri tatha kritsnam prakashayati bharata. This is so beautiful. The sun rises and what happens? All the actions are happening under the influence of this sun. Now, under the influence of this light that is in the sunlight, some actions will happen which are sattva guni actions. Some actions will be rajoguni actions. In the sattva guni actions, people are getting learned. We are learning Bhagavad-Gītā. Everybody, these are sattva guni actions. In the same sunlight, there are people who are enjoying television, going for movies that are all rajoguni action. There are some tamoguni action. People are going behind some crimes or making weird plans about each other. All these things are tamoguni. All these actions are happening under the influence of the light. But the light itself is not getting affected with what is happening in under it. It is not getting tainted. Similarly, the field, the Kshetra, this is illuminated by the Kshetrajna. This is the Paramatma. And how does light is the sustaining force of this world. The sunlight is the sustaining force of this world. The actions, just like the sunlight is driving this world, thus all the activities done by the Kshetra are enlightened or done with the energy that comes from what? The Kshetrajna, with the Paramatma. Now, if you stay connected with this, the energy, it is just an energy giving thing. Whatever energy we are receiving, we are channelizing it either in sattvic pursuits or in rajoguni pursuits or in tamoguni pursuits. What we are doing, that depends on the man and the state of our mind and state of our buddhi, mana buddhi. But all the energy is coming from Paramatma. Now understand that with that energy source, we are a part of that energy source, and how we have to channelize that energy source, that we have to understand. So in this particular shlok, Shri Krishna is saying this whole Kshetra, how it is operating under the prakash, under the light of the Paramatma Tattva, under the light of this Kshetrajna. Kshetra kshetrajñayorevam antarajñāna-chakshusha bhuta prakriti mokshaincha ye viduryanti te param kshetra kshetrajñayoho evam antaram. The distinction between the kshetra and the kshetrajña, the field and the knower of the field. The distinction between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, the one who knows the field, is understood, or it can be comprehended. How? By Jnana Chakshusha. I am able to see because of my spectacles. What do we need? Because of the eyes we are all able to see. Understanding this difference between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, what we will need? We will need the eyes of wisdom. Jnana Chakshu. Chakshu in Sanskrit means eyes. Which eyes we need? We need the eyes of knowledge. And Bhuta Prakriti Moksham. This is the path for what? Liberation. From what? From the Prakriti. The Prakriti, if you want to get the liberation from the Prakriti, Ye viduhu yanti te param. The one who understand this, they will attain the supreme. So to attain God, we don't have to run away from anything. This is very important. See, many people say that I feel like just going away to Haridwar, kahin chale jao, Kashi chale jao. Hmm? By changing your place, by changing your attire, by changing anything around you, you cannot understand God. By changing anything in this world, we cannot change, we cannot understand God. What is it that needs to be changed? Our vritti, our mind, our thought process, the way we think. Understanding the difference between Atma and the Anatma, understanding the difference in the matter and the Prakriti, everything is within us. Unless and until we change our mind, until we change the thought process, we will not understand the difference between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. And understanding this difference, in inculcating it in our lives, is a long procedure which we have to start with the blessing of um, Swamiji, Jnaneshwar Mauli, and Shri Krishna himself. So the entire crux of this chapter is the two things, Atma and Anatma, Kshetra, everything, the Prakriti, Purusha are completely mixed up together. And what we need a special skill set to distinguish them, to separate them. May Shri Krishna provide us with this skill set. With the blessings of Shri Krishna, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, and Param Puja Swamiji, may we all aptly acquire these skills. With this prarthana, I offer this entire vivechan at the lotus feet of Param Puja Swamiji. Om Tat Sadati Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगो नाम त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः. Before I take a leave, one last thing. This is a very tough topic. And we all have to also understand one thing, that while this is very tough, how stones are sharp, it is difficult to cut them, change their shape. But when the water is flowing from this on these stones, what happens? By continuous flow of water is so soft, the touch, it has no capacity to cut the rocks. But with continuous flow, with continuous dedication, with continuous flow, it is able to smoothen the rocks also, the sharp rocks also. Similarly, with continuous dedication, if we pursue this knowledge, if we are in the pursuit of this knowledge and gradually practice distinguishing this thing, gradually try to develop this correct perception, we also will understand all these shlokas, all these things. So with that, I wish you all a very good luck for the entire process of inculcating this yoga in your lives. And let's offer this entire session to Swamiji's and Shri Krishna's channel. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Shraddhaji.
And today,
I really don't have words to actually express our gratitude to you. It was such an engaging and enlightening session with so many relevant examples that we can relate to and remember, so that really it helps us in inculcating those lessons and we can observe in our daily life. And Lord Krishna will help us in doing the right things. Thank you so much, Didi. And before we take the questions from the sadhakas, just a quick announcement, about the Sampurna Parayana, a complete recitation of all the 18 adhyayas of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, that is conducted every Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And tomorrow's session is the 25th Parayana. So it is making it even extra special. So all the Gita devotees are requested to take part in this Parayana, and all the details of this joining link will be shared in your respective groups. That said, we are ready to take the questions. Please turn on your video. I think you all know that process by now. And Shraddha Didi will answer your question.
I will try to answer the questions. Ji, Aditi, Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Yeah. Pranam Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes,
You said we have to see the same tattva in all the beings around us. So this is something magical, Didi. My sister has a dog, and whenever my sister's mother-in-law puts on the morning kirtan, wherever he is, he comes running and he stands in front of the television and he starts almost like singing with that specific song. So I wonder whether he has a little more some kind of tattva in him
Yeah,
that he.
absolutely. See, all what yoni you are born in depends on the past janma. What this thing? See, even Jad Bharat, you all know the story of Jad Bharat. He was a Maharshi. He had attained so many siddhis, but because of his attachment with with that small Hiran ka bacha, that small. So he was born as that, but he remembered all these things. So whatever sanskar is done on the atma, they remember. Recently on YouTube, even I had seen a clip of a small, deer with the varkaris. It was going nicely. So many animals joined the vari, Mauli's vari. So this is one thing that happens. We get to see that. So definitely, and that's what Shri Krishna has said in this chapter also. Kshetra, Kshetrajna, both in all the creatures I am there. So definitely, he also has his own some past deeds.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Didi.
That's nice. Ji.
Kanak Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Kanak ji.
Kanak Didi, please.
Please stop, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, Upanishad, one shloka I had seen that some jivatmas enter in human beings, some enter in plants, some enter in jada nirjiv, matlab lifeless things, according to their karmas and jnanas. Please explain, Didi. Mane jada can be lively, can be alive after entering atma, jivatma.
I am actually not getting properly what you're saying, but it is not that after a body is born, the Atma is entering. It is not like the tree is there and then the Atma is entering the tree. The trees, the creatures, the animals, we all are born with the Atma. We are born with the Kshetranya. Otherwise, without the Chaitanya, we are bodies. We are alive, we are striving because we have the Chaitanya Tattva in us. It is not that the baby is born and then the Chaitanya Tattva is entering it. No, it is entering from the moment the baby is conceived in the womb. So that is, it's not, I couldn't understand your question properly, but
can I read that shloka, Kathopanishad?
I don't know if I know enough of Kathopanishad to explain you that.
Let it there. उसमें दिया है कि कुछ आत्मा जीवात्मा मनुष्य शरीर में एंटर करते हैं, कुछ उद्भिद में एंटर करते हैं, कुछ जड़ पदार्थ में एंटर करते हैं. आज पर देयर कर्म प्रीवियस कर्म
उसमें एंटर नहीं करते हैं, वो जड़ पदार्थ के रूप में वो जन्म लेते हैं, उस योनि में जन्म लेते हैं. ऐसे वो बाद में एंटर नहीं करते हैं. तो वो सही है, बिल्कुल सही है. इस जन्म में मैं एक औरत हूँ, पता नहीं पिछले जन्म में क्या थी, उसके पहले जन्म में क्या थी, ये मेरा कौन सा जन्म है, वी डोंट नो. दिस इज such an eternal process. Jnaneshwar Mauli, when he has to be eligible to talk, to say Jnaneshwari, he has not spoken a single lie for so many, like some 16, some very big number kalpas. You know what is a kalpa? So that many kalpas he has not. So that many janma even Jnaneshwar Mauli has taken. What are we? We have countless number of births that have happened so far. So we can be anything in any birth. So we should not have that ahankar only, like I am somebody great. Then now you are some, might be somebody great, but next janam you don't know what you will be. See,
It's a
yeah,
process, long
yeah,
process.
it is a, yeah, it is a continuous, it's a janam, it's a cycle only.
Cycle, exactly.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank
Yes.
थैंक यू दीदी। अनदर क्वेश्चन, जो ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज का लास्ट प्रीवियस में शायद आपने दिया था कि उनका पेरेंट्स जो है ना, मतलब ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज के पिताजी चले गए संन्यास, संन्यास व्रत ले लिए, तो उनका गांव का लोग माँ को निकाल दिया, बहुत टॉर्चर भी किया है, अपमान भी किया है, और माता इतना तपस्या की कि फिर गुरु ने, मतलब पिताजी का गुरु ने वापस भेज दिया कि तुमको तुम्हारा अपना
Yeah, I know what is the question, Didi. That story is fine.
अच्छा, अब क्वेश्चन है कि दोनों पेरेंट्स को डेथ पनिशमेंट दिया गया क्या, क्या एक को दिया गया?
Yeah, Dehant Prayashchit was given to both of them, as much as I know. They both went ahead with the Dehant Prayashchit. Yes.
They have to throw the body in the river Indrayani.
Yes.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
Yes, जी, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी। हाँ दीदी, पहले तो मैं तहे दिल से आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। बहुत नाइसली वेल एक्सप्लेन्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन आपने दिया है 13 चैप्टर का, और चूंकि टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस है, यूट्यूब पर अवेलेबल है, तो अभी तो मैंने इसको लाइव सुना है, मेरा मन करता है इसको मैं बार बार लगा के सुनूं, क्योंकि एक बार में पूरी बातें दिमाग में एब्जॉर्ब नहीं होती हैं। इतना अच्छा विवेचन था, अगर उसको जीवन में उतारना है तो धीरे धीरे ही उतरेगा, और सारी बातें दिमाग से वॉश आउट हो जाती है। सुनते समय बहुत अच्छा लगता है। तो आई विश कि मैं इसको यूट्यूब पे बार बार सुनूं, ताकि उसको जीवन में उतार
श्रुति
सकूं।
परायण बनना है ना हमें।
हाँ हाँ
तो तरन, तभी तरनती है वह।
तभी तरंते है, यस। और एक बात दीदी, अभी वो दीदी कह रही थी कि कल जो है गीता पारायण है, संपूर्ण पारायण, वो उसका टाइमिंग दीदी 6:30 बजे कह रही थी। मेरे पास जो लिंक है उसमें 7 बजे का टाइम लिखा हुआ है, तो क्या ये
मुझे
लिंक
भी जो
मुझे
टाइम बताया गया है वो 6:30 ही है।
नहीं, 6:30 बजे वीक डेज में होता है, मंडे टू सैटरडे, और संडे को 7 o'clock होता है मॉर्निंग में।
वी विल कंफर्म इट एंड टेल यू। एक बार कंफर्म करके आपको बताते हैं भैया। मेरे पास भी है वो, मैं आपको,
मेरे पास लिंक जो है उसमें 7 AM का है।
और वैसे ग्रुप में आ जाएगा करेक्ट टाइम, डोंट
अच्छा
वरी
अच्छा
अबाउट इट, इट विल कम।
नहीं, अगर हम
6:30 ओनली, 6:30 to 9:30।
मेरे पास दीदी 2 लिंक है, मंडे टू सैटरडे 6:30 है, और संडे को जो 18 अध्याय का पूरा
कल
पारायण
का
होता
तो
है,
पारायण 6:30 to 9:30 है कल,
तो
क्योंकि
उसका लिंक भेज सकते हैं, लिंक इसमें
वो ग्रुप पे आएगा भैया। और वैसे भी
अच्छा
जरूरत नहीं है, यूट्यूब पे आप सब्सक्राइब करके लिखिए, लाइव हो
अच्छा
जाएंगे।
दीदी, आपका कौन कौन से चैप्टर पे विवेचन है?
You have to visit vivechan.learngeeta.com। सभी के विवेचन सुनिए।
नहीं,
सभी
मैं
के
सबके सुनता हूँ, मैं इंग्लिश में भी सुनता हूँ, हिंदी में भी सुनता
हाँ,
हूँ,
ये
हालांकि
बहुत अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि हर
मैं
एक दृष्टिकोण अलग रहता है, और सारे
हाँ हाँ,
विवेचन आपको vivechan.learngeeta पे
नहीं
मिल
नहीं, और
जाएंगे।
आपकी इंग्लिश बहुत सिंपल है, मैं इंग्लिश में सिंपल टफ समझ ले पा रहा
ज्यादा
हूँ,
इंग्लिश आती ही
लेकिन
नहीं है, जितनी
नहीं,
आती है उतनी
मैं
नहीं।
बहुत, मेरी इंग्लिश बोलने में बहुत फ्लुएंट नहीं है, इसलिए मैं हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं अच्छे से आपकी इंग्लिश को ऑब्जर्व कर पा रहा हूँ, और सभी लोग कर पा रहे हैं, और मैं दोनों ही सेशन अटेंड करता हूँ, चाहे इंग्लिश का हो चाहे हिंदी का हो।
बहुत अच्छी बात है, वेरी
अभी
गुड।
आपसे पहले रूपल दीदी
आज
शुक्ला
रूपल
का
दीदी
कर
का
रहा
था,
था।
बहुत अच्छे
हाँ,
रहते।
कुछ ना कुछ नई बात मिल जाती है दोनों में।
परफेक्ट, दैट इज
हालांकि
द
मैं
परफेक्ट वे ऑफ डूइंग श्रुति परायण।
हिंदी बेल्ट से हूँ, लेकिन मुझे इंग्लिश में भी अच्छा लगता है, और
बहुत
तभी मैंने पूछा आपके कौन कौन से वो है। मैं जब मुझे समय मिलता है तो मैं और भी विवेचन सुनता
जी
रहता हूँ।
है, सारे विवेचन.learngeeta पे है। चौथे लेवल सर के तो सारे ही किए हैं, कुछ मुझे भी याद नहीं भी अभी
मैं आपको अपनी कमजोरी बताऊं दीदी, मैंने अभी तक जो है कोई एग्जाम परीक्षा कोई पास नहीं करी है। मैं L4 में पहुंच गया हूँ, मैं कंठस्थ नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, अभ्यास कर रहा हूँ, कोशिश कर रहा
इस
हूँ।
कंठस्थीकरण के लिए मैं एक ही चीज बताऊंगी, ये विश्वास होना चाहिए कि हो जाएगा, उसका टेंशन नहीं लेना है।
नहीं नहीं,
कंठस्थीकरण अपने लिए करें। एक सिंपल चीज आई टेल यू, वी वरी टू मच वेदर वी विल बी एबल टू डू इट और नॉट। हम
हम्म,
लोगों को ये चिंता ही नहीं करनी है, हमें सिर्फ पढ़ते रहना, आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि ये कब कंठस्थ हो गया। जैसे कुछ लोग जो बचपन में हम लोगों ने कभी बैठ के ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः कभी कंठस्थ किया है क्या? नहीं, अपने
नहीं
आप ही
नहीं
हो गया। धीरे धीरे ये चीज हो जाएगी गीता जी के भी कुछ कुछ अध्यायों के साथ।
नहीं दीदी,
हो सकता है कि
मुझे इसकी चिंता नहीं है। मैं बहुत लोगों को एडवोकेट कर चुका हूँ कि इम्पॉसिबल में पॉसिबल छुपा हुआ है। तो जब मैं इतने सारे लोगों को कोशिश कर चुका हूँ, तो मैं अपने लिए भी तो करूंगा। लेकिन मुझे चिंता केवल इस बात की है, अगर मैं कुछ परीक्षा पास कर लूंगा तभी मैं गीता सेवी बन सकूंगा। आई वांट टू हेल्प इन दिस।
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है हमारा।
अच्छा
अभी
अच्छा।
बहुत जल्दी ही आओ गीता सेवी कार्यक्रम होगा। इट इज
हाँ
ड्यू
हाँ।
दिस मंथ ओनली। कुछ ही
हम्म।
हफ्तों में वो आएगी, उसकी डेट भी आ जाएगी, आप उसे जरूर देखें। सो टू
ठीक है।
बिकम अ गीता सेवी जरूरी नहीं है कि कंठस्थ हो गीता। गीता प्रचारक
कोई
इवन
परीक्षा पास करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
ट्रेनर्स के लिए है। ट्रेनर्स पर
हाँ।
ट्रेनर के अलावा और अन्य वी हैव मोर देन 44 डिपार्टमेंट्स। हाँ, 34-44 डिपार्टमेंट से ज्यादा है इतने। और बहुत सारी डिपार्टमेंट्स में आप सेवा दे सकते हैं। उसके लिए कंठस्थीकरण इज नॉट अ ब्लॉकर। आप आओ गीता सेवी कार्यक्रम देखिए, अभी कुछ ही दिनों में रहेगा और बिल्कुल आप गीता सेवी बने। आप सब
नहीं, जैसे जो हमारे ट्रेनर होती हैं उनके साथ जो टेक्निकल असिस्टेंट होता है ना,
उन
तो
वो तो आप
उनका
बिल्कुल
भी
बन
अभ्यास
सकते हैं।
लगातार होता रहता है।
नहीं
उनका भी
नहीं, हाँ,
अभ्यास।
उनको उनका अभ्यास होता है। आप टेक टेक बनिए, बहुत अच्छी बात है। टेक
हाँ,
तो टेक
मैं
के लिए
उसमें
तो
करना चाहता हूँ, ताकि
बिल्कुल
मैं
कर
गीता से
सकते
भी
हैं,
जुड़ा
बिल्कुल
रहूं।
कर सकते हैं।
गीता जी
आपको
से
जब
भी मैं
आओ
जुड़ा
गीता
रहूं।
सेवी कार्यक्रम होगा ना भैया, तब वो
हाँ जी।
फॉर्म सारे रिलीज भी होंगे, तो आप उसमें जरूर अप्लाई करिए। जीसी बन सकते हैं आप, टेक बन सकते हैं आप, बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं लर्न गीता में।
दीदी 17 मार्च को है गीता सेवी।
और बहुत चीजें हैं। प्रचारक बन सकते हैं, बाकी टीम्स वाले भी हो जाएंगे। न्यूज लेटर टीम ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, ट्रांसलेटर बन सकते हैं। कितनी सारी टीम्स हैं, अनंत टीम्स।
दीदी
आइए,
गीता
बिल्कुल
सेवी का
आपका
कार्यक्रम
स्वागत
सत्रह
है।
मार्च को है।
हाँ, या होगी तो 17 में। हाँ, बहुत अच्छे। मैं डेट
हाँ 17 मार्च को, और जो पारायण की लिंक वही है जो आपको दी गई है, सात
पारायण की
बजे
लिंक ग्रुप में आएगी
और
भैया।
सेम ही रहेगी दीदी लिंक वो वाली।
ग्रुप में आएगी, अन्यथा आप यूट्यूब पे 6:30 बजे आपको लाइव दिख जाएगी।
चलिए, माया राम जी।
जी जी। जय श्री
जय
कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
जय श्री
हेलो
कृष्ण मायाराम भैया जी।
दीदी, आपका विवेचन जो है श्रुति पारायण और उपदेष्टा अनुमंता बहुत सुंदर लगा। मेरे एक जिज्ञासा थी, जो पहले श्लोक में इदम शरीरम कौन्तेय, तो शरीर को मतलब शरीर को ही क्षेत्र कहा है, और 26वें श्लोक में क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ संयोग, क्षेत्र और क्षेत्र के संयोग से उत्पन्न होता है। तो इसमें ये क्षेत्र जो जब शरीर है तो क्षेत्र किस तरह से है
ये कैसा है भैया? क्षेत्र क्षेत्र के संयोगात इससे क्या उत्पन्न हो रहा है? स्थावर जंगमम, जो भी आजू बाजू में वॉट एवर, बिकॉज इट इज इंग्लिश विवेचन, आई विल टेल यू इन इंग्लिश, आई होप इट्स ओके
ये?
विथ यू. So the creatures that you see around you, the movable creatures and the unmovable creatures that you see around you, they are originated from what? Union of the kshetra and kshetrajna. Now यहाँ पे जो पहले श्लोक में है इदम शरीरं कौन्तेय, this is not only the human sharir, it is every sharir, every creature, every animal. Okay. And further, when in the 26th shlok he is saying kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat, each creature, each moving and moving thing around us is made out of the union of that kshetra and the kshetrajna, means this body and the kshetrajna within it. Both are meaning the same, but when we are saying idam sharira, it is the body of all creatures.
थैंक यू दीदी।
जय श्री कृष्ण। संध्या जी, जय श्री कृष्ण, प्रणाम।
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण।
Excellent Vivechan. And another
sound
thing
system.
I want to ask, if the person is absolutely almost in end stage and very much bedridden, handicapped, cannot move or do whatever wants, with good memory and conscious, but lot of pains and suffering. So how we should we understand that this is only sharirik problem. It is not the atma which is going to, but the suffering is
it is
going
so
to be
much.
there.
And for such people, we should not try to give them jnana, because they are not in a
Yes.
position to understand the knowledge. At that point, what is your job as a human being is to serve them. यहाँ पे सेवा हमारा धर्म हो जाता है.
That
So
is
it is
true, but that is also very much difficult for them to accept, because the pains are they themselves have to bear. That we cannot share
that we cannot
those
share.
that
That is
part.
true. But what we can do, see, the physical pain can be taken care by emotional love to a certain extent. मुझे अगर बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, suppose my back is paining, कोई प्यार से आके सहला दे, if they, slightly soothe it, it feels good, isn't it? So from our end, we should see how we can, because the person is also in the ending part. We should try to soothe them as much as possible. See, from forget about the Kshetra Vibhaga Yoga for some time. You also have your own karmic account. In that, you have to also acquire some amount of punya. What greater punya can you have? See, getting an opportunity to serve is also a big opportunity in itself. ऐसा भी किसी को मिलता नहीं है. See, this story about Eknath Maharaj, which I told, that giving the water to donkey, later in his life story
Yes.
also, somebody asked him about this. When he was talking about that incident, he has said one thing, that that incident itself is also God sent. Where will this kind of thing happen कि एक प्यासा है मेरे सामने ही आ गया है, हाँ उसको देने के लिए मेरे पास भी पानी ही है. This is a test we all are undergoing. So if you are having somebody like that whom you can serve, this is an opportunity for you to do your best and add some good karma to your account. So do seva. वहां पे ज्ञान बांटने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. So because at that point of time, but that
Not in
knowledge is
a
for
position.
ourselves. In that time, what happened? The person who is in pain might abuse you, might say some things to you, even irrespective of how good you are being to that person. The person might not be very good to you. That jnana we have to utilize for ourselves. ये ज्ञान फिर तब हमें आना चाहिए कि हाँ समता रहनी है, सुख दुख सब में अच्छा, तथा मानापमानयोः, all that knowledge we have to apply to us, not to others. So you accumulate all that knowledge for yourself, and with that bhav, what you are getting in return from that ill person should not matter to you. Utilize this opportunity to serve. And if you think this Bhagavad Gita knowledge can soothe them in some form, उनके साथ गाइए, उनके साथ whatever you can, while serving them also you can sing, while serving them you can tell stories, if the person is willing to listen. Otherwise, don't get into all that. Just utilize this opportunity to serve the person, and whatever you are getting, whether it is good things or curses or whatever, utilize all the knowledge to keep yourself in balanced state. जी,
Dhanyavad. Thank you.
जी, धन्यवाद. जय श्री कृष्णा. पद्मा जी, please unmute yourself. You are already unmuted. Please say.
Yes, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
My question is, if we miss your this live telecast, how to see this?
It is always there on YouTube, Didi. YouTube, everybody should be subscribed to Geeta Parivar's YouTube channel. So you all know how to subscribe to YouTube channel. No, go to Geeta. If you search for Geeta Parivar on YouTube, you will see our channel. Just subscribe to it. Every time this happens, this Vivechan session happens, and if you are subscribed to the notification, you will get that notification that live has gone. It has gone live, and later also you can visit our YouTube channel and get it. Another thing, if any Vivechan session you have missed last 4-5 years, the classes are going from 4 years now. Any old Vivechans, everything is available on vivechan.learngeeta.com. You can visit that portal and you will be able to see all the Vivechans also, chapter wise, speaker wise.
We need to type Vivechan.
Yeah, vivechan.learngeeta.com. I will send you the link in the chat window.
Okay. Thank you, Didi.
Somebody has already sent. Manjula Didi has sent the window on this thing. vivechan.learngeeta.com. Okay. जी, यश भैया अगेन
हाँ दीदी, जो आपने ये बताया ना गीता परिवार और विवेचन, मैंने दोनों सब लिंक कर रखा हुआ है. और मेरा प्रश्न ये था कि जो श्लोक नंबर 24 में आपने नात्मनि पश्यन्ति, और ज्ञान योग और ध्यान योग और कर्म योग के बारे में बताया। जैसे ध्यान योग में आप चर्चा कर रही थी कि इट इज ऑन द 7th स्टेज, अष्टांग योग में ये 7वें नंबर पर है ध्यान योग। तो क्या ये ध्यान योग संभव है बगैर पहले की 6 सीढ़ियों को पार किए बगैर, यम नियम इन सबको?
संभव है बट इफेक्टिव नहीं है।
इफेक्टिव
थोड़ा देर
नहीं
तो
है।
ध्यान में बैठेंगे 1 मिनट 2 मिनट, बैठ के देखिए दूसरे
हाँ
मिनट में ऐसे हलचल होने लग जाती है, हाथ
तो
दुखता
हमें
है,
हमें कर्म
पैर में
वाइज,
चींटी आती है,
यस
ऑल
यस
दैट थिंग
यस,
स्टार्ट्स।
हमें कर्म वाइज उन पौड़ियों पे चढ़ना
Yes,
चाहिए,
from
तब ध्यान
if
पे
you
पहुंचना
follow it
चाहिए।
in that, it will be more effective. Otherwise, you can do,
नहीं
but
नहीं
it
नहीं
will
नहीं
not
नहीं
be
नहीं
very
नहीं, आई विल
effective.
फॉलो ऑल द स्टेप्स,
No,
स्टेप
I'm
बाय
just
स्टेप।
telling because you
यस
asked
यस।
me.
अच्छा, दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि बहुत सारे लोग केवल इंग्लिश के फियर से आपके इस वैल्यूएबल सेशन से डिप्राइव्ड हो गए हैं। तो गीता परिवार को भी कोशिश करनी चाहिए, और मैं अपनी क्लास में भी इसको एम्फेसाइज करूंगा कि दे शुड ऑल अटेंड द इंग्लिश लेक्चर आल्सो। कई चीजें नहीं मिलती हैं, कई चीजें हिंदी में अलग होती हैं और कई चीजें इंग्लिश में अलग होती हैं। तो मैं अपनी क्लास में तो कोशिश करूंगा कि सबको मैं एम्फेसाइज करूं कि आप इंग्लिश
हमें
सेशन
अपनी
भी अटेंड
कोशिश
करें।
करनी है, कभी ना कभी
हाँ
वो भी आ जाएंगे,
हाँ,
इसमें कोई
नहीं
बात
नहीं
नहीं। एंड
नहीं,
सी
आना चाहिए,
एवरीबडी
सबको आना चाहिए।
एज वी टोल्ड नो, सबका अलग होता है, जैसे
हाँ,
सबका ना नजरिया भी अलग होता है। सपोज सम
नजरिया
पीपल,
पे लगता है, यस
no
यस, बिल्कुल
matter
होता है।
how much they like what is being said, the language it becomes a barrier for some people. So it is their choice, सबका अपना अपना choice होता है। So
देखिए, मैं आपसे फ्रिक्वेंटली हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ, अब उसका उत्तर दे रही हैं, और मैं आपकी इंग्लिश को अच्छे से समझ पा रहा था। बस मुश्किल ये है कि वी आर नॉट वेरी मच फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश।
that's okay.
क्योंकि हम
हाँ,
हिंदी भाषी हैं,
धीरे
थॉट्स
धीरे
कम
हो
टू आवर
जाएगा।
माइंड इन हिंदी, देन वी ट्रांसलेट इन इट इनटू इंग्लिश। तो
that is the
ऐसे
whole
और
thing.
लोग अटेंड कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल कर सकते, करने चाहिए। मैं क्या बोलूं। But thank you, and I offer all your compliments at the lotus feet of Swami ji. जी, I think he's still talking, but I think शायद वो निकाल दिया है प्रेस। भैया, यश भैया, समय के चलते शायद
कोई बात नहीं। थैंक यू सो काइंड ऑफ यू।
जी, थैंक यू। जय श्री कृष्ण, प्रणाम सभी को।
Yeah.
प्रणाम
Thank
बच्चों।
you so much for all the Geeta devotees and our Shraddha ji Didi for
जय
making
श्री
it
जी।
so interactive and really. Oh, you one more question. Sorry. Yeah, I will
Jai
stop
Shri
talking.
ji, after a long time you switched on the video. Your hand is raised from a long time. Yeah.
Actually, my husband just came from office, so I had to attend. So sorry
No
for that.
problem.
And first 10 minutes, I missed your session, 10 to 15 minutes. So can you explain in brief?
Oh, no. Already we are very late. But what you can do, this is very interesting and more deep. I will not be able to do justice by explaining it in 1 minute, 2 minutes. I'm sending you the YouTube link. Please go through that. Chat में से देखेंगे YouTube link.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the next session also. So I'm sending the YouTube link. Somebody please send the YouTube link here.
No, I got what you said because from very young age, I'm listening to the discourses and all.
Good.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
why I got what you said. I got it. But that starting, somebody had come, so I couldn't, that 10-15 minutes only that was left out.
Honestly, I also don't remember what I said in the starting. So it just happened that in a flow of thoughts, whatever I must have started the session with. But Deepak Bhaiya has just sent the YouTube link. Okay, you can listen to the 10 minutes. I think I must have explained some shlok, some introduction I might have given, but you can just go through that. Okay, Didi?
Okay.
And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the next session also. That is also not a problem. Okay. जी, जय श्री कृष्ण। राधिका जी, प्रणाम।
Jai Shri Krishna. Is it possible to please review Sloka 24? You gave 4 instructions that Krishna has explained to Arjuna. So,
ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Shri Krishna has told, see what before this what we were discussing is everybody as a sadhak should try to acquire a skill set wherein they can separate themselves from the prakriti, from their surroundings. We have to go within ourselves and try to understand the atma tattva, the chaitanya tattva within us. How do we do this separation? How do we reach that place where we can see ourselves as an onlooker, not being a part of this, this entanglement, this these surroundings. Okay, now what I see is I am a part of this house, sitting in this house, but how do I separate myself? For that, Shri Krishna has told 4 things. How that can be achieved. The first way is dhyan. So how is that dhyan done? By meditating upon oneself. We have to go within ourselves one by one. That is one way. The second way is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga. Anya Sankhyena Yogena. The second way is Sankhya Yoga. That is by attaining knowledge. So Sankhya Yoga, like how Adi Shankaracharya has done. Bhagwan Buddha has done dhyan, has meditated and understood this great knowledge. There are some people like Adi Shankaracharya who have followed the path of knowledge. Sankhya means knowledge. They have followed the path of knowledge to attain this skill set of separating themselves, Purush, from the Prakriti. Third, way they have is the normal, thing, that is the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is whatever actions you do, you convert the karma into Karma Yoga. That is doing it with a certain set of balance. Okay, what is that balance? For that, you have to see the Karma Yoga chapter nicely, which I believe you must have attended. Not expecting any fruits of the karma, not believing yourself to be the doer, and offering all your karma at the feet of Lord Krishna, at the feet of Paramatma. Whoever, when we say Shri Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita, it is the Paramatma Tattva, not just Lord Krishna, but Paramatma Tattva. These are the 3. And the 4th one he has explained in the following shlok, which is the Shruti Parayana, the one who are always listening to scriptures, who devote themselves in listening to scriptures, listening to different Bhagavad Kathas, listening to the scriptures from great people. So that is the 4th category.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. If a person attends 3, Lucky ji has sent a chat, this thing. There is nothing like failure or his question. I'll just read it out loudly for everybody. If a person attends 3 levels and fails by any reason to complete the 4th level of Bhagavad Gita, does that mean Shri Krishna deprived the sadhak to complete the lesson at that moment? Shri Krishna is not depriving anybody of anything. We have to understand he has given equal opportunities. Now, due to some reasons, if a person has not been able to complete, it is just that you can complete it later. It is not that once we have missed this opportunity, you have missed it forever. You can always rejoin. So that opportunity is never missed. And as far as Bhagavad Gita, Jnaneshwari, all these are concerned, we have to understand even small amount, even in little quantity, if a person is able to understand, is able to study, that in itself is also a big blessing. So we have to understand that even in small quantities, whatever we should, there is no concept of failure here. As a sadhak, nobody is failing. We are just on a journey. The journey, it is a constant journey. Some people will reach one particular distance and then others have to. So it's just a journey which is going to go on for many births. So there is no concept of failure or success on the path of sadhana. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Lucky ji. Bhavani ji. Ji.
Thank you. And looks like no other questions as of now. Thank you, Shraddha ji, for explaining each and answering every question so nicely and motivating people. And as Lucky ji had replied, has sent that question. Yes, as you rightly said, it is just a pause, maybe to take care of other things in our lives, and let us take it as a some signal from the Bhagavan, and we can definitely continue our sadhana. And before we take up the prarthana, and I would like to just take a minute to thank our technical coordinator Deepak Gupta ji Bhaiya. I mean, Zoom is a tool, but without handling it so nicely, this whole session wouldn't have been possible. So I would like to thank Deepak Bhaiya ji and our technical team and all the Gita trainers, mentors, sevis, and everybody, and definitely all the Gita devotees who attended this session. And with the grace of the Bhagavan and our Guru's guidance, let us all hope to continue our Gita sadhana and attend these sessions and enrich our spiritual knowledge. May the Bhagavad Gita be our life guide. And before concluding this session, let us thank Bhagavan Shri Krishna for guiding us all along. To do the prarthana, we have Srimati Pushpa Agarwalji, and she is from Itarsy, and she is pursuing her bachelor's degree in arts, and she is interested in cooking and trying out new recipes, and associated with Geeta Parivar since December 2020. Pushpa Didi has completed all 4 levels of Geeta classes and is currently doing seva in calling and migration department. And she's also working as a TA in L1, L2, and L3 levels, and was also offered tech seva during the Jijnasu exams as well. So she has passed Geeta Gunjan exam, Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, Gajendra Moksha, and Ram Raksha exams as well. Pushpa ji, I request you to do the prayer, concluding prayer. Pushpa ji, over to you.
Jai Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Rajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Veeram Krishna Vande Jagadguru Shri Krishna Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna Sabiko.
Thank you, Pushpa ji. Thank you for that beautiful prayer. Now it is time for Hanuman Chalisa recitation.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन वसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब वीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
जय श्री राम, जय हनुमान, जय श्री कृष्ण। सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। धन्यवाद।